Hello, viewers, and welcome to today's episode of Disappointed Dragon. Today we're going to be building another Transformers Lego kit. The second one, but no longer the final one. The whole reason I'm building this is because I just announced the Soundwave one that will be coming out shortly, which I'm very excited for. I really want the Soundwave one. In fact, Soundwave is my favorite Decepticon of all time. Always liked him. Thought he was really cool. I just want to have them all. This one was given to me as a gift. I've actually had it for quite a while. I just haven't gotten around to building it. I actually have a big pile of Lego under my table here that's just waiting to be built. But this one I'm excited for. I like Transformers a lot, so this is a really cool one. I've heard people don't like this one as much as the Optimus, and I mean, who could like Bumblebee as much as Optimus, to be fair? But I think it looks pretty cool. It's smaller for sure, which is good because I don't know about everybody else, but Lego takes up a lot of space, especially these like fancy ones. The like black box fancy ones always are huge, and I have limited space in where to put these. I really hate trying to open these. It's like pushing here with my fingers, but even when I push in with my fingers, it doesn't really open. And it's not because I have weak fingers. I mean, it's probably because I have weak fingers. So I've gotten a number of these now. Normally, I don't know what to ask for when people are like, hey, what should I buy you for a present? And I'm always like, I don't know. Lego, I guess. And then I usually end up getting another one of these, like, huge Lego kits that I'm very excited to make, but that I definitely don't have space for. So my Lego display cabinet is getting really full. Really full. So we're going to take a quick look at the booklet here. The booklets on these things are usually pretty cool. It's a kind of an interesting take on Bumblebee. It's not really G1. It's more of a, like, cartoony version of him, I guess. Yeah, still kind of G1. I wonder if this was sponsored by Volkswagen. Goldbug Autobot rollout. I love Cybertron. Advertisements. A little write-up about Bumblebee. Human's best friend. A little note from the design team. They always have these kinds of cool things in these ones, which is nice. And then you get right into the instructions. Is there anything else in there? Just the conversion instructions and the parts list. I don't think he's a Volkswagen. Yeah, it's hard to say. It doesn't really look like a Volkswagen, but normally if they do official ones where he is a Volkswagen, it says sponsored by Volkswagen. I actually just bought recently the retro Bumblebee that they released recently, which is supposed to be like the detailed one. It's like an homage to the G1 one. It isn't the G1 one, but it's similar. And that one had an official Volkswagen decal on it. It looks like a Volkswagen. We'll probably bring that one out as a comparison for this because I don't really have any Bumblebee toys otherwise. I'm not a big Bumblebee guy usually. But I am a Lego guy, so we'll definitely had to get this one. So what we'll do is I'm not going to chat through building this one because there's a lot of pieces. So what I'll do is we'll do a time lapse of each bag, and then at the end we'll look at it when it's finished. We'll look at its vehicle mode, and we'll look at the transformation and all of that kind of stuff, and talk about what I liked and if I really enjoyed the building, which normally I do. Something I noticed in a few of the sets, I don't know if they'll have it in this one, but for instance, the Anniversary Millennium Falcon had a bunch of like little Easter eggs and stuff in it while you were building it that you couldn't see after it was done, but that were there while you were building it. And that was really cool. So, I need something to hold down that page. I keep moving things and then not being able to find them. We're going to use this knife. Yeah. All right. Time lapse will begin now. All right, Bumblebee has been assembled and transformed, and here he is right before our very eyes. So what did I think of the construction kit itself? It was pretty fun to put together. As always, I messed up a few steps and had to go back and fix them. The only thing I didn't like was trying to put some parts of it together while it was like partially vehicle mode. Trying to put them together was not horrible. I did have a few things pop off that I had to put back on. Same as the other one. It's got like a little stat sheet. Bumblebee function scout. A little bit of information on it. You get two choices in the license plate. You've got the Gold Bug Autobot and the other one that says Bumblebee. Gold Bug is, for those who don't know, when Bumblebee comes back after the movie, he's all gold and he's called Gold Bug. Yeah. And a rifle, which he can hold in his hand, which we'll show off in a second. His vehicle mode we will get to once we've done the transformation, but here he is in his robot mode, and I will say, looks pretty good standing like that. I think it'll look pretty good on the shelf. He doesn't feel as flimsy, not that he's really flimsy, he doesn't feel as, like, I'm not as afraid that he's going to fall apart on me as Optimus. Like, I can pick him up by his chest, and I'm not afraid that his legs are going to fall off, because he's not nearly as heavy. He's much smaller, much more compact. But he has very limited posability. Just, his arms can kind of go out a little bit like that. They can go, full 360. And he does have a bit of an elbow joint. And he's got a grippy hand with a wrist swivel. He doesn't really have anything else besides, his head's on a ball joint. Which we'll take a closer look at his head in a second. But his legs, he doesn't have a waist joint. You could have him look up or down by clicking on it there, but his legs can only do, the splits. That's about it. That's all he can do. So he doesn't really have the ability to be posed. Let's take a quick look at his head. I'm just going to pop it off. Well, I've broken his head instead of popping it off. Yeah, I've shattered it. Oh, great. Hold on. Ugh. Now I have to remember how to put his head back together again. That's there. How was your head put together? It's like that. And like that. So don't pop his head off. It's not supposed to come off. There we go. There's his head, which is fine. I think the head looks pretty good. It's very Bumblebee-ish. Bumblebee-ish. Come on. Oh, there we go. Actually, I think I was supposed to fold these down, actually. I was supposed to fold those down for robot mode so it doesn't have the little neck pieces there. But I think the robot mode is fine. I'm not really sure about this gun. I'm sure there's a reference to an episode that I can't think of. But I do find it interesting how they got the gun to sit in his hand. He's got a clip here that clips onto the lower bar there. So that he can hold it in his hand. And he holds it really well. It's pretty cool. And I'm definitely going to display him in robot mode with Optimus and hopefully Soundwave when I get him. And then they'll all go together. I still think he looks good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you're also supposed to have both Autobot symbols. You did have the option to not have them. You could just have it be, completely yellow, but I like the Autobot symbols. I want it to be on there so you can see it's a Transformer. I'm probably going to keep him in robot mode. I don't know about his vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is nice. The transformation is okay. It is a bit of a parts former, which I don't particularly like, but that's okay. Just going to do the transformation. So he only parts forms in one place, and I do have to say the kibble on the back, his backpack, is egregious. Like, look how big that is from the side. It's huge. And I'm pretty sure I did that right from the instructions. I don't know how else you could do it. So it's an interesting way of transforming it. This is the windshield in vehicle mode. You just have to peg it onto the back. So to transform him, let's do his arms first. So you got to close up the hands a bit. It's kind of straightened out. Okay. And then we can do the backpack comes up and over his head like that. This is like his trunk. Sorry, you can't really see because it's a bit out of frame. Everything just kind of folds back together again. We've got to put his arms in. Okay. So the reason he doesn't have any posability on his waist, so you can see here, this bar here is folded down in like a triangle shape. This is my least favorite part of it. The transformation is this this part here because it's very stiff, which is good in some ways for how sturdy it is, but also makes it very difficult because it's like I gotta now have this come all the way back and in without smashing it to pieces. So you've got to like click all these parts around. And I've kind of done this in a really like bad, I've done this in a very bad order. I should have done one part at a time. So we'll just do his legs first. But as you can see, he's not falling apart. The Optimus is a bit more, feels like he's going to fall apart a lot more when you're transforming him, but this guy is not so bad. The legs are like that. Gotta put this back down. So when you're looking at the leg like this, there's this here, folds up. The door on the back folds out. Flip it down. Fold this back down. These are the doors in vehicle mode. This folds back down until it's sitting on top again. Same on the other side. And this was one of the parts that I was a little bit aggravated by because these parts on his legs do pop off a lot. And then you fold the front back in. And then his legs peg together. There's little clips inside of each leg that peg them together into the hood like that. Okay, so that's the back done. Now I've got to fold this whole middle piece in. Get the doors out of the way if you can. I'm actually just going to fold his arms up. Oh, I've punched my phone over. All right, I'm going to fold his doors out of the way, fold his arms up. So we've got to get the whole center part down in like that. I guess that should be in there. There we go. So you got to fold his waist in and then fold it all down like that. Okay, then his arms, I've kind of put them in a really bad position now. Because, you know, I'm smart. They need to be... I should have put them on the other side first. Dagnabbit. So note to self, have his arms start on the bottom. They should be down underneath first, like that. Just to make it easier on yourself. Because again, you have to fold it in to the sides. And there's clips on the sides of his arms in there that clip into the side. And then the doors just kind of close. Oh, one other thing I forgot that now I can't do because I've clipped it in. On his arms here, there's this panel here that folds down to hide the side of the arm. You have to do that before you clip it in. Yeah, like that. Do the same thing on this side. Because I didn't. So just unclip it, fold that panel down, and then put it back in. There we go. Then the doors just close. And then the back is the hood of the vehicle, just kind of folds down like that. I couldn't find a way that this clips in. Just sort of folds and sits. Whoop, and I've knocked off the license plate. There you go, there's the other license plate Bumblebee. It just folds down and sits like that over top, which means that if you pick him up, it just flops down like that. Which is fine, because again, it's not really like a play around with toy. It's more of a display piece, but, you know. And then this is the windshield with the mirrors, and there's a little Bumblebee inside. Kind of cool. And then this goes on top, pegs in on 2 studs, and then he is now a vehicle. He's a fairly decent representation of a Beetle. I don't think he's actually supposed to be a Volkswagen Beetle, because then it would say on the package that it's a Volkswagen Beetle, I believe. That's how they do it now, so it's just a small yellow car. And I like it. It rolls really good, and it feels like, aside from this, it feels really sturdy. I actually really like his vehicle mode. I think I like his vehicle mode better than Optimus's vehicle mode. I think it's just really nice. It's a really good vehicle mode. I like Optimus's robot mode a lot better, but I like this guy's vehicle mode. I think it looks really cool. It's just a nice big car, a big chunky car. His transformation I'm not super excited about. It's really nice and simple, which is great. The parts forming is regrettable, but not a deal breaker. It's fine. And I mean, this was a lot cheaper than the Optimus as well. So, I mean, I just think it's nice. I don't think there's really any problems with it. It has the issues of it's being made of Lego, and it needs to be in scale with the Optimus. So they're limited in what they can do with it. I mean, I have seen some people online who have made some really fantastic Lego Transformers, but I'm still pretty happy with this guy. He's pretty neat. Let's go and do some comparisons. All right, so here he is with a G1 Bumblebee reissue and the new sort of retro classics Bumblebee. As you can see, this one is a licensed Volkswagen, very clearly. And he doesn't really match the Volkswagen that well, but it is clearly the same idea. And then, of course, we have little tiny Bumblebee here. He does match the proportions of G1 Bumblebee a bit better. He's like a very squat vehicle, whereas this one's more long. I mean, clearly not the same, but very similar. He even has like the spare tire thing where his head is, and he has a spare tire, whereas this one doesn't really have that. Blue instead of black, it's fine. The clear blue makes sense. Having them be black would not really change much. I actually kind of like the blue, gives it more color. And they do the like translucent blue in a lot of Bumblebee stuff. That's pretty cool. For robot mode, we'll do the transformation the opposite way. So we'll start with these little guys. This little guy is like still one of my favorite things. I actually brought this guy with me on a long trip, and he was just my fill toy. I just kept transforming him backwards and forwards. We got the G1 Bumblebee. This guy is a pain. And he also parts forms, so, you know, can't hold it against that one too much, I guess, since even the modern ones are parts formy. But they all share the same idea where the there's a part of the legs that are always the turn into his feet. The hood of the car always kind of becomes his feet. It's the same with this guy as it is with the old one. Just done in mildly different ways. All right, so we've got those two, and now for the big guy. He's going to be a bit of a pain. So, to transform him from vehicle back into robot, let's see, so we can do our comparison. First things first, you take off the windshield. Fold it up, put these down. Put it aside. Then we open these doors and fold them in. Pop the arms off the side. I guess let's do that first. It doesn't want to come off now. Why don't you want to come off? It's just pegged on in one spot. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to pull it there because that's where the peg is attached, just to prevent it from having any issues. And then just to make it easier on myself, we're going to move the arms out of the way. Then we got to do the part where we fold his entire body up. Because what we have to do is continue to fold until he's like that. So, can I get one more? Nope, that's it. Like that. We pull his legs apart. Right, so the legs, like you were showing before, where have the parts gone? That flips up like that. It's easier to do this part first. Oh. So fold that in. Needs to go up like that. Close in the back of the leg like that. Okay. Do the same on this side. Fold this down, fold that up until it's all the way up. Fold that down, fold that down. Now I can stand. Arms like that. That in. Take his fingers out. So on the other side. So fold these down. Sorry, you can't see that. On his back bumper. Ugh. His back bumper, you fold the two hinges in like that. Then you have to like flip up that part to reveal his head. Kind of push his head through so that the backpack, oh, it's hard to get this in frame. Push his head through these two parts here so that the backpack can go on the back like that. Then we're pretty much done. Just position his arms how you want them. Get him standing up, and then we can attach the windshield to the back. However you want to do it. I'm going to do it a bit further down than last time so I can fold. Oh, the license plate comes off a lot because it's just being held on by two studs at the top. So it's really easy to knock off. There we go. I can fold that down. Okay. And there we have Bumblebee once again in robot mode. Now he is, like I say, he's fine. It's a fine robot mode, but I can see the issues that people have had with it. It's not superposable at all. He doesn't come with nearly as many accessories as Optimus did, but he was much cheaper. And I mean, let's move him back so you can actually see what I'm talking about. He's clearly Bumblebee. Like, they've taken some liberties with him. He's not the G1 version of Bumblebee. Like, you can see he has the big shoulder pads. He's got a lot more yellow on him. But he's still clearly Bumblebee. He's got the more G1 type head. They've taken liberties, but it's Bumblebee. It's Bumblebee. And I mean, I still like him. I like how he hasn't really fallen apart as I was transforming him. The only part that does sort of come apart is the feet parts here on the hood, because they're just attached by two like droid arm pieces, so they come off, but they go back on really easily. So there isn't really any issues with it. And he has nice big rubber tires. He's got the really cool Autobot symbols. He has a nice head. I think he's a really cool thing. And the fact that you can pick him up like pretty cheap. I think he was like $70 when we picked him up. Yeah, he was much cheaper than the Optimus, who I think was like $250 when we picked him up. So I think that he's pretty worthwhile. It was a fun build. And it does transform, you know, parts forming aside, it looks really good. It's got its little display stand. And I think that they look well together, all three of those Bumblebees there. Ooh, pardon me. I think of the three, though, I still prefer my the G1 the best, but simplicity. Simplicity is a thing. I really like him, though. I really, really do. As always, I love the big Lego sets, and I think that this guy's going to look really good on a shelf with Optimus and Soundwave when he comes out. So until then, guys, until when we finally get the Soundwave and we can display him with the two, stay happy, stay healthy, and, Transformers are cool, Lego are cool. All right, bye.